Manchester United 1, Aston Villa 0. Marcus Rashford goal wins it in the first half. I don't mess things about, do I? Absolutely dreadful, awful performance from Manchester United. I said at the start of the game, if you watch the live watch along, against Aston Villa are atrocious. Their Premier League record is the worst in Premier League history, apart from Derby County, who I think had negative points at the end of the season. I'm joking, but they were poor, and Aston Villa are poor. And Manchester United today, David De Gea should have been sat all game with his slippers, Radio Times, smoking a cigar in his pants. He should have done absolutely nothing all game. And every outfield player should have at least been 7 out of 10 for the simple reason this was the one game of the season where you could play like Messi if you're Valencia, because Aston Villa are that bad. And it hasn't worked out like that. It hasn't worked out like that because consistently, whoops, forget, well, what's the saying? I've almost forgot it. Forget reality, there goes gravity or something like that, because it's back with a bang. A poor, I could not, even I, who wants Louis van Gaal out, who knows how bad we've been, could not have foreseen that we would only beat Aston Villa 1-0 at home. You can be happy that we've won, but the reality is, if I think top four's gone anyway. I think we need Chelsea to beat Manchester City in the next hour, but people forget we've scored 40 goals this season. David Moyes played one more game than we've played now and scored 57 goals. It's an absolute farce. And if there were boos at the end there, it was only a very good save. Villa nearly got a point. Aston Villa nearly got a point at Manchester United. There's no excuse. It feels like a loss, says Ali Riaz. Lynn Hall, so poor, shows how poor our squad really is. We've learned nothing. What a boring game. So many poor performances. So many people who get picked consistently who just aren't good enough. But ultimately, it comes down to tactics. If you can win a game 1-0 and you can hit the post, have block after block after block, and it should have been 7 or 8-0. That game was 1-0 to Manchester United. We maybe deserved one more, but then again, Villa probably deserved a goal at the end anyway. So 1-0 is a fair reflection on it because Aston Villa are poor, but it's rubbish. We should be winning that game 3 or 4-0. Even I, in my negative state, said we'll win this game 3 or 4-0. Van Gaal will be coming out after the game saying he's God's foster son again because he's on a winner no matter what. It's winner, winner, chicken dinner because it's Aston Villa, they're poor, and every team in the league will beat them. But we don't. We beat them, but we beat them 1-0. It's boring. I said match of the day is a given tonight. We can all sit back and watch match of the day. I don't think I'll bother. I've seen the Rashford goal. What more is there to see? Really poor performance. Fellaini, all those people who were defending him on Wednesday, I just sat back, bide my time. Absolute crap today. Schneiderlin, poor, really poor. Missed Carrick because you need that person to take the ball off the back. Dreadfully missed Herrera, that drive and passing the ball forward. Rashford does what he says on the tin. I'd give Rashford man of the match. I thought he was really good. Memphis, forgettable first half, better in the second half, and then faded in the last 20 minutes. Fosu Mensah and Martial were very good. I think they only played about 10 minutes combined. They were good. Rojo, why is he playing at left back, which is what Ali has just said there. He is awful. I don't know why he plays. I really don't know why Rojo plays. Valencia, same old rubbish. He did cross for the goal, though, to be fair. Mata, nearly forgot about Mata. You know what? I said it at the start of the game. We're playing Aston Villa. They're absolutely rubbish. What an opportunity for Memphis, Rooney and Mata, 3 players who, for very different reasons, needed to have a good game. They're going to have a good game today. Even Fellaini, all of them, they're definitely going to have a good game. They didn't have a good game. Rooney, to be fair, went off after an hour. It's all part of him getting back fit for the Euros because that's what his priority is. First half, some good touches. Second half, he looked tired and it faded. But Rooney's going to take time to get back. I think he will. I think Rooney will score some goals because he needs to. But Blinden Smalling obviously did okay, but it was poor. Villa were relegated half an hour before that. Their confidence and everything is on the floor. The last 10 minutes of that game, they're passing it around like Barcelona all over us as we are defending for our lives. It has to end. And in a way, I'm happy because we've won. It's 3 points. And if Man City collapse, we might nick top 4. But that result does sort of show the fans that, the fans don't need showing. It shows the club He needs to be sacked. They need to go. It's just not. It's just it has to stop. It was really, really, really bad. And Red Riot saying Fosu Mensah did nothing. That's part of the joke, mate. I'm saying Fosu Mensah and Martial were better than everybody else in a combined 10 minutes, and they didn't really do anything. We nearly scored at the game. The game should have been over at half time. I wish it had been. Would have saved 45 minutes of my life. We can't be happy with that. Anybody who's happy with that and comes on and said, "Oh, stop moaning, we've won," you don't have an idea. You've got no idea of what Manchester United is. It's two things for me. One, with the resources and the size of our club, we should always be challenging for the title. And two, we should always be entertaining our fans. And the football's rubbish, and we are not challenging for top four. Van Gaal said in his press conference yesterday, "I'm really happy because we are competing for the top four positions." You know, if Sir Alex Ferguson was manager and somebody said that, he'd get off his chair and he'd punch him in the face. Sir Alex Ferguson would be depressed if we were fighting for second place. Second place, first place. Second is first place loser. That's what a second is. It's not Manchester United. And I know we've won, and it feels weird. Well, it doesn't feel weird. It's reality. We've won a game against the worst team in the Premier League by a long, long way, who most teams will beat 3 or 4-0, and we've struggled to a 1-0 win. And we owe it to Marcus Rashford, because actually, if it wasn't for Rashford, it wasn't for De Gea, and it wasn't for Martial, we'd probably be fighting for relegation with Aston Villa. That's how bad the football is. That's not an over-exaggeration. This really is a wake-up, folks. This really is how bad we are. Frustrated. We've won the game. But the big thing as well is that we needed to boost our goal difference. We may well get another sniff at Man City. They may well implode because they've got Real Madrid and they've got a lot of games to play, get a couple of injuries to Aguero and De Bruyne. That may well happen. But we needed to boost our goal difference today. Today was all about winning the game 3 or 4-0 and boosting our goal difference. And we didn't. We didn't. It's not even like we're going for the title and we got nervous and we're scraping a 1-0 win. We were just poor. We're just poor. Under Van Gaal, we are poor. That man needs to go. He needs to go. And based on that performance today, I think Everton will be licking their lips. I'm sure we'll beat Everton because Lynn Hall said it actually in the live stream. He wants to be beating Everton because he'll play a totally different way because he wants to win the cup. But Villa did outplay us in the last 5 minutes. Pathetic, says WMP MUFC. Relegation form since January. I'd be interested to check on that. I think our points to game ratio is absolutely atrocious since Christmas. But tomorrow will be very interesting. We're going to be talking on the Sunday night live show at 9 o'clock. Zara's presenting. We will be talking about Mourinho and what his 11 would be if he was in charge now and the sort of players he's going to bring in. But we'll also be talking about the 11 and who should not be in that team. And I'm going to end on this. Daley Blind, if you want to win a title, Daley Blind should not be in that team. He should be a squad player like Phil Neville. He'll still play 30 games a year. I still like Daley Blind, but if you want to win things, he shouldn't be playing in that team as a centre-back. So Daley Blind, Lingard's another one. And Fellaini, he shouldn't even be in Manchester, let alone in a Manchester United team. He shouldn't even be in Manchester. He should be in a barrel thrown in the middle of the sea. Rubbish player, absolutely rubbish. You're looking at him in that game, hoping for some dynamic play, and he's getting the ball all the time, slowing it down. Rubbish, absolutely rubbish. Lewis Smith, Blind is not the problem. No, you don't get the point, Lewis. I'm talking about if we want to win titles again, Daley Blind as a centre-back can't play there because we're playing Schneiderlin sitting in front of them all the time, protecting them. When we had Rio and Vidic, the midfielders were bombing on, the fullbacks were bombing on, and Vidic and Rio were more than happy to have 2 strikers and go 2 for 2. And that's why we were getting down the width, we were bombing on, we were getting people into the box. At the moment, Blind, because of his pace, and he's not really a centre-back, and Smalling is a centre-back. That's why we've been playing 2 defensive midfielders all season, because it's to protect our centre-backs, which is slightly weaker on the left-hand side. Daley Blind is a very, very good backup centre-back. He's a very good left-back, and he's a very good defensive midfielder. And he will still play 35 games a season, and I still want him at Manchester United. But I'm giving you my personal opinion. If you want to win titles, you can't have Daley Blind at centre-back. You can't have Lingard in the starting 11. You can't have Fellaini in Manchester. We need a number 10. We need a right midfielder, and we need a right-back. That's 6 positions. That's 6 positions. Sack Mark in your dreams, Ali. Blind plays centre-back because he has a left foot. That is true. I'm not having a pop at Blind. Please don't people think I'm having a pop at Blind. I'm just saying, to get us to be a title-winning team, we've got to be quite harsh. Daley Blind's on the bench. He's a great, great, great sub-player. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I think I've upset a few people there. I'll be back on Sunday Night Live there. But I'm a Manchester United fan. Manchester United should be challenging for the title every season, and they should be playing entertaining football. If you want to win the title, you want to challenge the title, you've got to make tough decisions. And just because you like Daley Blind and Lingard and Fellaini, I'm sorry, they've got to come out of the team, and the right back and the right midfielder, and you've got to replace them with 5 people who are top class players. Look at Daley Blind's performance against Spurs last week. Thanks, everybody, for watching. What a poor game. I know I'm ranting on a bit, but what a poor game. I'm really frustrated by it. We've got 3 points. We're now on 56 points. He only needs to beat Crystal Palace, and he's got 1 more point than David Moyes had when he was sacked, but he's scored about 20 goals left. A pitiful, pitiful, pitiful situation our club's in, and this man has got to go. Thanks, everybody. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we'll be live 9 o'clock tomorrow. The live comment section will be back, so when you're commenting, it will be on the screen. It's going to be an interesting show. Join us tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your Saturday night. I suggest you pop down Blockbuster if it's still open and rent yourself a video, because any horror will be better than watching Man United on Match of the Day.